Okay. The Golden Sayings of Epictetus, 150. What foolish talk is this? How can I any longer lay claim to right principles if I am not content with being what I am, but am all aflutter about what I am supposed to be? 151. God hath made all things in the world, nay, the world itself, free from hindrance and perfect, and its parts for the use of the whole. No other creature is capable of comprehending his administration thereof, but the reasonable being, man, possesses faculties for the consideration of all these things. Not only that he is himself a part, but what part he is and how it is meet that the parts should give place to the whole. Nor is this all. Being naturally constituted noble, magnanimous, and free, he sees that the things which surround him are of two kinds. Some are free from hindrance and in the power of the will. Others are subject to hindrance and depend on the will of other men. If then he place his own good, his own best interest, only in that which is free from hindrance and in his power, he will be free, tranquil, happy, unharmed, noble-hearted, and pious, giving thanks for all things unto God, finding fault with nothing that comes to pass, laying no charge against anything. Whereas if he places good in outward things, depending not on the will, he must perforce be subject to hindrance and restraint, the slave of those that have power over the things he desires and fears. He must perforce be impious, as deeming himself injured at the hands of God. He must be unjust, as ever prone to claim more than his due. He must perforce be of a mean and abject spirit. 152. Whom then shall I yet fear? The lords of the bedchamber, lest they should shut me out? If they find me desirous of entering in, let them shut me out if they will. Then comest thou to the door? Because I think it meet and right, so long as the play lasts, so take part therein. In what sense art thou then shut out? Because unless I am admitted, it is not any will to enter. On the contrary, my will is simply that which comes to pass. For I esteem what God wills better than what I will. To him will I cleave as his minister and attendant, having the same movements, the same desires, and in a word, the same will as he. There is no such thing as being shut out for me, but only for them that would force their way in. 153. By what says Socrates? One man finds pleasure in improving his land, another his horses. My pleasure lies in seeing that I myself grow better day by day. 154. The dress is suited to the craft. The craftsman takes his name from the craft, not from the dress. For this reason, Euphrates was right in saying, I long endeavored to conceal my following the philosophic life, and this profited me much. In the first place, I knew that what I did aright, I did not for the sake of lookers on, but for my own. I ate aright unto myself. I kept the even tenor of my walk, my glance composed and serene, all unto myself and unto God. Then as I fought alone, I was alone in peril. If I did anything amiss, so shameful the cause of philosophy was not in me endangered, nor did I wrong the multitude by transgressing as a professed philosopher. Wherefore those that knew not my purpose traveled how it came about, marveled how it came about. That whilst all my life and conversation was passed with philosophers, without exception, I was yet none myself. And what harm that the philosopher should be known by his acts instead of by mere outward signs and symbols? 155. For study to conceal what thou art, seek wisdom as a little while unto thyself. Thus grows the fruit. First the seed must be buried in the earth for a little space. There it must be hid and slowly grow, that it may reach maturity. But if it produce the ear before the jointed stalk, it is imperfect, a thing from the garden of Adonis. Such a sorry growth art thou. Thou hast blossomed too soon. The winter cold will wither thee away. 156. First of all, condemn the life thou art now leading. But when thou hast condemned it, do not despair of thyself. Be not like them of mean spirit, who once they have yielded, abandon themselves entirely, and as it were allow the torrent to sweep them away. No, learn what the wrestling masters do. Has the boy fallen? Rise, they say. Wrestle again till the strength come to thee. Even thou shalt it be with thee. For know that there is nothing more tractable than the human soul. It needs but to will, and the thing is done. The soul is set upon the right path. As on the contrary, it needs but to nod over the task, and all is lost. For ruin and recovery alike are from within. 157. It is the critical moment that shows the man, so when the crisis is upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with the rough and stalwart antagonist. To what end, you ask? That you may prove the victor at the great games. Yet without toil and sweat this may not be. 158. If thou wouldst make progress, be content to seem foolish and void of understanding with respect to outward things. Care not to be thought to know anything. If any should make account of thee, distrust thyself. 159. Remember that in life thou shouldst order thy conduct as at banquet. Has any dish that is being served reached thee? Stretch forth thy hand and help thyself modestly. Doth it pass thee by? Seek not to detain it. Has it not yet come? Send not forth thy desire to meet it, but wait until it reaches thee. Deal thus with children, thus with wife, thus with office, thus with wealth, and one day thou wilt be meet to share the banquets of the gods. But if thou dost not so much as touch that which is placed before thee, but despisest it, Then shalt thou not only share the banquets of the gods, but their empire also. 160. Remember that thou art an actor in a play, and of such sort as the author chooses, whether long or short, if it be his good pleasure to assign thee the part of beggar, a ruler, or a simple citizen, thine it is to play it fitly, for the business is to act the part assigned thee well. To choose it is another's. Okay, I will stop there. I'll begin again next reading on 160. Okay, thank you.